I'm using ChatGPT actually a lot now for shopping. I didn't used to bother as much with shopping around. I'm always pretty confident in like the brand I want to buy. I do definitely more shopping around if I'm buying stuff on Amazon just because it's easy to do in that environment. But now I'm using ChatGPT more and more. Like for instance, oh, I need to buy a new gym bag. I have no idea. I don't really care what brand. I just need it to be like good quality within this price range. So I'm using ChatGPT for that kind of stuff now where I'm like, I want to know, you give me the options based on my specifications. And now that has helped me to feel more confident in that stuff. But in general, I'm not huge on shopping around. I'm only doing it now because AI is making that easy.
I've definitely used a website over another because the experience was better. I like if you stay with the flight example, right? And I think there's a reason Skyscanner, like it's not that Skyscanner or whoever's pretty, but I'm using that over, I don't know, comparing it myself because I feel more in control. I feel like I have all the information that I need. So it's more about the user experience and for that I definitely found that multiple times across all domains.
Another project I'm working on is about digital retailing. So it's making simpler retailing for airlines. So it allows them to build the concept of a cart, for example, like a shopping cart. Like if you go to Amazon, for example, and you can add your flight, you can add your ancillaries, your bags, your seats. If you want to change, you can remove and so on. And it gives a lot of flexibility for airlines to implement it. It's easy to implement, and then they can offer a better experience for their customers. Because previously it was a bit more rigid. So you have the specific flow, specific integration with your passenger service system and so on. This is well into the transition to more like an offer, an order approach, where you can build an offer tailored to the customer depending on what they want, adding the ancillaries and so on, and then creating an order, and then later on modifying the order, adding things. So we're moving a lot of rigidity in the airline industry, which is in a big trend to change the technology stack. This software built in the 70s or 80s that we are replacing with modern digital retailing capabilities. So this is a big enabler for airlines.
What we're trying to do at Branchspace, and especially within the Transform team, is that we're trying to help airlines move away from this legacy way of retailing into modern airline retailing, which is offer and order management. So it's really about cleaning up the customer journey, reducing the clutter, and presenting to them a selection of offers that is personalized to them and not just three pretty standard offers that you usually see whenever you go on the airline's website, like economy light, economy classic, economy premium. You would see something that is a bundle which is catered to exactly what the airline feels that you're expecting from them, which might include, say, a lounge entry if you're a business traveler, compared to an extra bag if you are a family going on holiday somewhere, for example. And the goal is that the customers come away feeling that the process is simple, more intuitive, and also through the personalization, more trustworthy. So going one step further, so offer and order is the consolidated term. It's offer, order, settle, and deliver. So the effect for the end user is going to be felt beyond just the offer standpoint, but you will also feel the difference in terms of servicing the order. So once you've actually bought the ticket, today, if you want to make any changes to the ticket, often that's can be difficult depending on the airline that you're working on. You would have to contact the airline, which is usually not the easiest process. Because that involves going on a chat, waiting on a queue, or calling the customer service team. This should ideally become much simpler, regardless of what channel you've booked it on. Another thing should be if your flight is disrupted tomorrow, for example, because of a storm that's going to be coming. Today, that can be quite a tedious experience because that might be cancelled, and you would again have to go to the customer service rest. This should all be automated, and you should basically get a new set of offers coming your way saying that, hey, your flight tomorrow has been cancelled. Here's a new set of offers for you. Choose which one is the right one for you. So again, these sort of frictions that you see today that you have to interact with as a customer, which are driven by these legacy processes and legacy systems, should also be significantly limited. And your interaction should be more simplistic than it is today.
Basically, I'm part of the Transform team, and in the Transform team, we help airlines do their, digital transformations, their stack modernizations, and all that. Now, part of that is buying complex products, extremely complex products, like a new shopping system, a new payments platform, a new revenue management system, or an entire new stack based on offers and orders. That is extremely complex, right? So there's things that we do that help facilitate the process. First of all, we have frameworks that enable them, first of all, to choose whether they want to buy in the first place. Maybe the answer is not buying in some cases. Maybe they want to build. Maybe it makes sense to buy multiple things and put them together instead of one thing that does it all mediocrely. So there's a couple of things where we really help airlines with this, because these are monster programs, projects, etc. So without some guidance from people like us, airlines can get really lost in the process. Also, when you have multiple vendors bidding for it, for some part of the airline's business, they're gonna throw proposals and so on, and some of them have there's a lot of disparity in pricing for these solutions as well. The pricing model might be completely different and very difficult to compare. So that's where having an intermediary helping them along the process might help them make sense of which one has a better pricing model than the other, because it might not be obvious at first glance. And last but not least, just implementation is tough, right? So after the buying process, we also help with that. The second piece, which is probably more relevant to the actual consumer, is the POC that we're doing with IATA and some of the key airlines out there regarding contactless travel at scale. So that part is really about the optimal customer experience, from buying your airfare, your itinerary, your ancillaries, etc., all the way to delivery and your experience at the airport and actually sitting on a plane. So basically removing barriers, removing touch points, removing queues from the process, specifically at the airport, so that they can really free up some time and get a better experience and use the time that they have to actually potentially buy some more things, and just enjoy their travel, enjoy their experience, enjoy the products that they're buying.